Morning. Finding a topic to speak about at length is far more difficult than one might imagine. Even for someone who enjoys talking as much as I do. And I'm sure many of my teachers would assure you, I do enjoy talking. I was notified mid-April that I'd be making this speech. So earlier this week I sat down to really think about a topic. I turned to my trusty-dusty research tool, Facebook, for some ideas, and not surprisingly, I was actually able to find some inspiration there. So, though this speech may not have much literary merit, Ms. McDonald, hopefully it will leave you with something to think about. So, I'm sitting in front of my computer, scrolling down my newsfeed on Facebook, and because it's the end of the year, there are just a ton of posts about graduating and yearbooks and senior plans and all that fun stuff. And I happened upon a picture that a friend of mine had posted from his yearbook. It was a photo of one of his friends and his friend's senior quote. "No," said Rosa Parks. That was it. That was his whole quote. And he was laughing just because it was so random. And his friends were commenting, "Good one, bro," typical high school guy stuff. I thought it was funny, and I kept scrolling, and I moved on. But throughout the rest of my research-intensive day, that quote, that photo, stuck with me. "No," said Rosa Parks. And I was thinking, was that really just some funny quote? Or were my friends missing a deeper meaning? You see, here was an elderly African-American woman who, due to social and legal pressures, was being forced, once again, to give up her seat on a bus to a white man. All the times before that day, when she did obey and get up and move to the back of the bus, I would bet you she wondered why somebody was not protesting such an obvious injustice. I'll bet you she wondered why somebody did not have the courage to stand up for her and for people like her. Why wasn't somebody doing something? But I think on that day, on December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks realized that she was somebody. So, Rosa Parks, despite social and legal repercussions, bucked up the courage to stand up and use her voice for what she passionately believed in: equality. "No," said Rosa Parks. Simple, direct, clear. And the Montgomery County bus boycott, led by Martin Luther King Jr., began. So yeah, maybe the senior who used that as his senior quote thought it was funny, but I personally think that was probably the most significant and meaningful word in his entire yearbook. Because that word, that instant in history, showed that having the fundamental courage to use your voice in defense of your beliefs can have monumental impacts. So what, one might ask, what does this have to do with us? What does this have to do with 76 Galway seniors graduating in 2013? Well, here we are, poised to enter the world as adults. And there's a lot to learn from that elderly secretary from Alabama. First, have convictions that you are passionate about. Believe in something greater than yourself. There are thousands of lawmakers and lobbyists in Washington, of radio hosts, of news anchors on TV, even parents who have very strong opinions about what they'd like you to believe. But what do you believe in? What gets you going? Sure, listen to the advice of those around you, but be the architect of your own passions and principles. Second, realize that you have a voice. And more importantly, realize that that voice matters. You don't need an Ivy League education, you don't need money, you don't need powerful friends or wealthy connections to make a difference. Sometimes all you need is the courage to stand up and say, "No, this is wrong." And sure, there are going to be a ton of people in life to tell you, don't rock the boat, just go with the flow, don't make waves. Well, it's the waves, in the end, that can turn rock into sand. So go out on a limb. Have the audacity to use your voice. Because that simple action, as history and Rosa Parks and Facebook has helped us understand, can have the biggest difference. So finally, most of our speeches have been spoken, and in a couple minutes now, or a little longer than that, we'll be walking across the stage for the last time. I leave you with this. Be the Rosa Parks. Search for what you stand for, and be outspoken in your fight for it. Take that risk. Thank you.